can't be fine. And honesty takes up.
Hi everyone, this is the build log for the computer I'm going to be using to upload my YouTube videos. So as you can see, it's a Hadron Air case from EVGA. It's got an AMD AM1 Sempron 3050 quad core at 1.3 GHz APU, and it's got ASRock AM1H ITX motherboard, which I'm setting down on the the box it came with because it's a good workstation. The next step is to install the processor. So you lift up the little retention arm on the socket and then you line it up with the little notch in the corner, and you just drop it in and gently, and don't push it or put pressure on it, and then you just bring down the arm. It's also got just a generic 250 gig hard drive and HyperX Black Series 4 GB at 1600 MHz. I'm building this just because I want something I can just shove away in a corner and leave on all the time and just upload my YouTube videos, so it has to be small, quiet and not draw much power. I know there's other options out there, but I really enjoy building computers, and this gives me a lot of options in the future as well if I want to do something different with it. So remember to plug in your heatsink fan. I've forgotten to do that before, and luckily nothing broke at the time, but still. And then it's onto the RAM, which you just pull back the two clips. You align the notch on the bottom of the RAM, which I didn't do obviously. I just got lucky and it fit. And then you push firmly on both of the ends and it should just click in. And now I'm going to test that everything actually works before I put it all in the case. So to do that, I just take off the case and pull out all the cables, because there's actually a power supply in this case, which is a 500 watt 80 plus gold efficient power supply. So you just take the 24 pin, this one has a +4 they're kind of separated. I think that's for older motherboards, and you just put in quite firmly and make sure it's the right way around, because there's a sort of lip that latches over the connector. And then you plug in the power cable into your power supply, flip the switch on the back, and you can use either a screwdriver like I'm doing to jump the connectors, or you can use the power switch that came with it and just connect it. I just use the screwdriver. And then you connect up the HDMI, and as you can see, everything's working fine. So I'll move on to installing it in its case, and there's just 4 screws that go in. Usually on ITX motherboards there's usually just 4, and then I pop the hard drive in and then put the SATA cable in, which is nice and small, and then put it into the motherboard and into the hard drive. I've used the angled connector on the hard drive and the straight one into the motherboard. And then you put USB 3 in, make sure it's the right way around with the notch facing towards the hole in the socket. And then I had a little trouble here because the fan connector was too short, so I used a fan extension to reach it, because the nearest fan header was on the top of the motherboard, not on the side. So, and then it is time for the audio header, which just goes in the back, and then it's just to power up the hard drive with a SATA power cable. And then I plugged in the auxiliary power for the motherboard, which I'm not quite sure why it has that, but it does, so I thought I'd just plug it in anyway. And then it's just cable tying it, trying to keep it all clean and out of the way, which is quite hard in this case because there isn't much cable management, and just put cable ties on them and cut the extra off, and there we go, all done. This is how much it draws at full load with Prime 95 and Afterburner, Firmart, sorry, which is quite good. And this is it when it's completely idle and there's nothing going on. So I think I accomplished what I set out to. And that's it all done. So it's in the corner now, doing its thing, uploading some videos. Feel free to check them out, and thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Cheers.